Hey, you guys, thanks again for joining me on this journey of us going through 31 days, taking a look at the powerful book of Proverbs. And today, of course, we are in day 4, so we are in Proverbs 4. And I have to be completely honest, as I started to really look at Proverbs 4, like there was literally like a physical manifestation of me feeling these things as I was reading them. There's an exposure of the heart. So as we look at Proverbs 4 today, I want your mind to get settled on it starts with the heart. It starts with the heart. And I believe the reason why that stirring began to happen, because not only is there a stirring of my own heart, because the heart is an inside job. Things that you're experiencing, things that you're taking part in, things that you are even saying, as we will see here shortly, it is simply because of the heart. So not only is it an inside job, but I'm sensing some things even now as I was reading Proverbs. So, I'm going to encourage you to read the entire chapter of Proverbs. For every one of these every day, my encouragement to you is to read the entire proverb. And all throughout that day, meditate on that, because I'm just taking a short snippet out of each chapter just for us to have a point of reference, to take a look, to take heed, to pay attention, to take notice of, so that we can begin to activate immediately these principles in our lives. So today I want to look at Proverbs 4, verses 23 through 27, and I'm going to read it out of the NLT version. And it says, "Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life." Whew. As I'm reading this, I can see why I'm already sensing it. I've got to start over. Guard your heart above all else. That means regardless of everything else that you do, no matter what, guard your heart. For it determines the course of your life. It says, avoid all perverse talk, stay away from corrupt speech, look straight ahead, and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. I don't have to spend a lot of time on this, because as we said in one of the earlier Proverbs, that's what Proverbs does. It speaks in a language that there's not a ton of interpretation that has to happen. It talks to our life and how we can apply. And that's what's happening here in this proverb, in this portion, verses 23 through 27. It is immediately given instruction for us to guard our heart. So that's why I say it starts with the heart. Why? Because it just told us here to guard your heart above all else, regardless of everything else that you do. So today, the instruction I want us to leave with is to make sure that you keep your heart. Some of us, even there, you can think back to relational things, even thinking about your decision-making, even thinking about rash things that you and I may have done, even thinking about our correspondence with others, even concerning things on our job, even looking at our money or our finances. We've got to guard our heart. Why? Because above all else, it will determine the course of your life. So every area of our lives, depending on what our heart condition is, will determine the course or the path that we're going to be on. So I want to encourage us today, don't get so preoccupied with temporary things, but begin to focus on those things that are eternal. Don't neglect the eternal things, things that are going to last, things that are going to be there, things that will impact your future. Think about those eternal things, because eternal things are things that we can control based off of the condition or what the stance or the position of our heart is in. God ultimately wants all of our hearts to be tender. He wants our hearts to be moldable, palatable, things that he can shape as the potter. He wants to be able to shape and to speak to our hearts. And I don't know who it is today, but there have been some things that have gotten into your heart. Yeah, they've gotten into your mind, because the heart is talking about the condition of your mind, the condition of your thinking, the condition of your reasoning. We have to understand that, because the heart is the center of that. Another word for the heart is the cardia. You know, you've heard of it. You think about the word cardiac or cardiovascular. The heart system is the center of our being. And that very center is dictating how our emotions flow. It's dictating what our thinking is. It's dictating how we reason, how we make decisions, how we choose. So that's why Proverbs is instructing us today to guard it. I know I do a lot of hand motions, because a lot of times I move on the outside based on what I'm sensing on the inside. I've got to guard. I notice I didn't say lock it. I just said guard it, protect it, look out for it. Why? Because this heart, your heart, my heart, is going to dictate the very course of my life. Then watch what it does. It says that once you start to guard the heart, then he says further in the next verse, avoid all perverse talk. That word basically perverse means all crookedness of the mouth. Oh, y'all, that's good to me. All crookedness of the mouth, when our mouth becomes corrupt, when our mouth becomes profane. He says, watch and avoid being perverse in the mouth, to stay away from corrupt speech. And I need us to watch the flow here today in verses 23 through 27, because I started by saying we're going to start with the heart, because the heart and that condition will then begin to determine and dictate the condition of your mouth. Why? Because the Bible tells us that out of the heart flows the very issues of our life. So if it's in your heart, it's going to impact your mouth. Watch this transition. So guard your heart. Then I want you to avoid all perverse or crookedness of the mouth. The mouth won't be crooked if the heart ain't crooked. I know I shouldn't say ain't, but I'm going to say it again. The mouth won't be crooked. The mouth won't speak foul. The mouth won't release spoiled words if the heart condition is right. The mouth is going to follow the heart. So now you see why we said start with the heart. Then it says, avoid all perverse talk or corrupt speech or crookedness of your mouth. Then it moves and says, look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies ahead of you. I need y'all to see this motion here. I need you to see how the condition of my heart then moved to my mouth. And after my mouth, then it will dictate or determine the condition of my sight. Oh my gosh. That's how powerful the heart is, because when the heart becomes spoiled, when it becomes contaminated, when the heart is defiled, when the heart is polluted, I think about sewer, when the heart is profane, when the heart is impure, when the heart is unclean, when the heart is dirty, when the heart is foul. Because a healthy heart can do amazing things. However, a heart that is malfunctioning can shut the whole body down. I'm trying not to get emotional, but I'm feeling somebody right here as I'm talking to you today. I don't know who you are, but you're still questioning, why hasn't this went right? Why can't I ever get this relationship thing down packed? Why does it seem like things from my past keep following or chasing me? Why does it seem like I've been here before? Why can't this heart condition of mine seem to be healed? Why do things from my past keep coming up to me? And it seems like it's just another day, but the same song. It is the condition of our heart that can determine all these things, because the healthy heart can do amazing things, including be healed, including get over some things, including forgive somebody, including ask somebody for forgiveness. The heart is a powerful source, but when it is malfunctioning, it can shut the body down. That's why I say here, just like Proverbs, start with the heart. Because he said, when you start with the heart, it will determine the very course of your life. If you will avoid all this perverse talk or corrupt speech or this crookedness of mouth, then he says, because that's going to help you to look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what's ahead of you. Y'all, this is helping me, because when my heart and the condition of my heart is settled and stable, then I'll begin to talk right. And when I begin to talk right, I'll begin to see right. So some of us, maybe your condition of your heart has been corrected, but you still don't say it right. Maybe now you're talking right, but now you need to set your eyes. I love this, because when you set your eyes, or you fix your eyes on what lies before you, it's telling you right then to take a look at it, because some of us are too busy looking back. When your heart is right, it helps you look ahead. Oh my goodness. There are so many of us, because we've been crooked or hardened in our heart, it won't let us move forward. Can I encourage somebody today? Start with the heart so you can start seeing your life move forward. I'm not making this up. It's right here in the scripture. Guard your heart. Avoid perverse or crooked talk. Then it says, look straight ahead and fix your eyes. See, that's the thing, in January, we fix our eyes because it's the beginning of the year. In July, we fix our eyes. It's halfway in the year. We've got 6 months left. Y'all know all the stuff we do to cheerlead ourselves. But he's saying, when you fix your eyes, that means you stabilize yourself. And it's not I'm going to fix them, but then I'm going to look to the right or to the left or behind me. No, fix means lock in. Lock in. I almost want to encourage you right there to take your name and place it there. I'll use mine so you'll see what I'm saying. But tell yourself, Natalie, lock in. I don't know who it is that's watching, but tell yourself, use your name and say, lock in. Fix your eyes on what's ahead. Then it says in the next verse, mark out a path straight for your feet and stay on the safe path, because the safe path is the path that you've been fixed on, that's been led by a pure, clean, guarded heart. Many of us don't understand how we keep getting off the path, how things keep falling apart. How do we keep getting crooked steps? And it really still goes back to the heart. He says, mark them. It means ponder it, weigh it out. That word to mark it means to balance it. Don't let your steps be imbalanced. It's like this scale. I want you to weigh out your steps. Weigh your steps, ponder your steps, look at your steps, take account of the steps. Because when you take account of the steps, or you walk level, or you watch how you walk, it'll keep your feet on a safe path. And the last verse says, don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. I need you to see it again. Start with the heart. When you start with the heart, it'll keep your words. When you keep your words, it'll keep your eyes. When your eyes have been kept, it'll keep your feet. Oh my goodness, Lord, help me. And when your feet have been kept, it'll keep your life. Why? Because it says it right there. It says it'll keep you from following evil. When you're following something, that is leading into a path. So make sure that you don't get sidetracked. That means don't swerve. Don't swerve to the left and to the right. Y'all know it too well. On the road, they have what we call 5-0, or the police or the authorities watch to see who's swerving, because they usually pull people over that are constant swerving because there's an imbalance in them. Maybe their heart is intoxicated. An intoxicated heart will have your feet swerving. Don't swerve. It starts with the heart. I want to leave you with this because Matthew 15:18-19 says, but the words you speak come from the heart. That's what will defile you. The heart will defile you based off of what you're saying. Your words are coming from the heart. Verse 19 says, for from the heart can come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, all type of sexual immorality, theft, lying, and slander. And I'm not saying this as if I've not experienced any of those things. And I don't mean experience like somebody did these things to me, sure, but it's not about them, it's about me. I've done those things to others. And guess what that meant? My heart was not right. I encourage you today to start with the heart. As you start with the heart, it'll work its way to your mouth. As it works its way to your mouth, it'll work its way to your eyes. Some of y'all are wanting clarity of vision. It's going to start to come when your heart and your mouth is right. And when your eyes get right and they get fixed, your feet will be right. And when your feet are right, your path will be right. Guard the heart. And I don't know who I need to share this with today. Pay attention to how people talk to you. Pay attention to how people talk around you, because it's letting you know the very condition of the heart. I instruct you today, by the mercies of God, please guard your heart.